Good evening, everyone. I apologize for our delayed start. We had some personnel matters in executive session that we had to deal with. The executive session of the Wayne Board of Education regular meeting of June 15, 2023 was convened in the Wayne Township Health Department, Room 2, 475 Valley Road, Wayne, New Jersey. Statement of compliance setting forth date, time, and location was read in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act. A roll call was taken. The meeting was recessed. It's now being reconvened. I ask everyone please stand for the flag salute, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Dr. Tovek.
Ms. Pavlik, we're into the recognition part of the meeting tonight. So the first step is to recognize our Eagle Scout.
We have a resolution this evening, whereas the Boy Scouts of America was founded in 1910 to teach boys to be good citizens and leaders. Whereas more than 5 million boys are members of this organization. And whereas the purpose of Boy Scouting is to inspire boys with the highest ideals of character, conduct, patriotism, and service, that they may become happy and resourceful citizens. Whereas Alex Nicholas Ferreira is a student and is a resident in Wayne Township, has completed the Boy Scout requirements for the rank of Eagle Scout Troop 108. Now therefore be resolved that the Wayne Board of Education recognizes Alex Nicholas Ferreira on this special occasion and congratulates him for his outstanding achievements, special efforts, including the stringent character, service, and leadership requirements of Eagle Scout. Wayne Board of Education, June 2023. Al, you would tell everybody what your project was.
Hello, and thank you for inviting me to this board meeting tonight. My name is Alex Ferreira, and I recently received my Eagle Scout Award as a member of Troop 108 at Our Lady of the Valley here in Wayne, New Jersey. As part of this achievement, I had to lead a community service project for the Boys and Girls Club of Wayne. My project was to create a little lending library for the preschoolers. In addition to the design, creation, and installation of the little library, my team and I refurbished the garden surrounding the library and collected and cataloged over 650 age-appropriate books to be used at the library. The final stage of my project was to go into the preschool and read for the 4th grade class and to nurture their love for literature. As a child, my mother used to read to me every night and gave me a love of literature, which helped me excel in my academics. This is why I chose this project, and it meant so much to me. Thank you.
Bill. The list of business partners is 104, there's 144 businesses. So we would, 144, but we would not normally read the meeting, okay? All right. Okay, so this time what we're going to do is we're going to move on in our recognition program, and we're going to talk about our business partners, okay? So a great public school system is a community effort, and one great way the business community contributes to our school system is by sponsoring students in a variety of internships and work-based learning opportunities. This is a proud Wayne tradition that continues to grow stronger. So in addition to what the board is doing tonight, our students actually held a recognition and appreciation program this morning at Wayne Hills High School for all of our business partners. So Mr. Prasakos is going to read a little bit more about the program and also all the different things that happen in terms of our relationship with the business community.
Yeah, and I just found out it's 144 businesses, so we're not going to read all those names today. So we want to read the Business Partners Resolution. Whereas the Wayne Board of Education recognizes that the overall well-being of virtually every community is defined and judged by the strength of its public schools. Whereas the Wayne Board of Education recognizes the most important stakeholders in every school system are students and their parents. Whereas the Wayne Board of Education also recognizes that local employers and other businesses also have a vested interest in success of our schools. Whereas through its policies and practices, the district has sought to create appropriate arrangements enabling employers and businesses to support learning opportunities in and out of the classroom through direct donations, contributions toward instructional programs and activities, volunteer projects, providing mentoring opportunities, work-study placements, and occupational training placements. Whereas many arrangements between schools, businesses, and employers that have grown out of this environment have brought about a profound change to the way schools and businesses work together as opposed to maintaining traditional philanthropic relationships. Whereas the Board of Education and the Wayne business community recognizes the benefits of true partnerships that support the long-term interests of students and schools while providing for sustained business involvement. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Wayne Board of Education recognizes the following business and employers for their efforts to enhance educational opportunities for the students of the Wayne Township Public Schools.
On behalf of the entire board, I express my great admiration to all the businesses who take in our students. And throughout the years, we have had many students who continue upon graduation working for these businesses while they're in college or just as they come out of high school and begin a new career in their life. And there are a lot of companies who really take the time to work with us and provide these great opportunities for our students, and I thank each and every one of them. Dr. Toback?
So on to our administrative summary. So first, congratulations to the class of 2023. The end of the school year is almost here, and across the district, students, staff, and parents have been enjoying a full host of events ranging from field days to field trips to recognition programs. Next week, we'll have our promotional events culminating in our high school graduations on June 21st, starting at 6 p.m., and also our middle school events on June 19th for Anthony Wayne and June 20th for George Washington and Skylar Colfax. Our end of the year newsletter is being finalized, and we're very excited to share lots of great information about the class of 2023, as well as other news from around the district as we wrap up the school year. Congratulations to each of our graduates and also to their families and to all of our teachers who have over the years contributed greatly to their development. Congratulations to our valedictorians and salutatorians. Sophia Kim is valedictorian at Wayne Hills High School. She'll be attending Harvard University next fall and will continue her study of music, physics, and cognitive science. Shahil Chirwala is the co-valedictorian at Wayne Hills, and he'll be attending Georgia Tech, where he'll be majoring in computer science. Allison Bernstein is the valedictorian of Wayne Valley, and she will be attending Rutgers University this fall, where she'll be studying chemistry with a focus on pre-med studies. Jacqueline Ellis is the salutatorian from Wayne Valley, and she'll be attending Cornell University next fall, where she'll be studying human development as she works towards a medical school and a career as a pediatric or sports medicine surgeon. So, a required notice, Safe Return to School plan. Tomorrow we'll be posting the updated Wayne Township Public Schools Safe Return to School American Rescue Plan. The district is required to update the plan by June 30th. As you can see, the Department of Ed and the Department of Health guidance has not changed since our last update. So this is related to COVID. We welcome your comments, and those comments can be submitted through our Let's Talk ARP Safe Return Plan tab accessed on the district website. I'd also like to talk a little bit about college acceptances. So our college acceptance list this year is very impressive, and members of the class of 2023 have been accepted to a number of very competitive colleges, including a number of Ivy League universities, including Harvard, Cornell, Brown, and Princeton. We have a number of graduates who are staying local and attending New Jersey schools like Rutgers, Seton Hall, William Patterson, and Montclair, Stevens Institute, and NJIT, while others are staying in the New York metro area at the City University of New York, State University of New York colleges, St. John's, and Ithaca College. Some of our students will be attending very large universities, such as the University of Michigan, Penn State, UConn, and the University of Maryland. And many of our graduates will also be attending schools at a distance, including the University of San Diego, the University of Colorado, the University of Michigan, and the University of Miami. Southern schools are a big attraction for our graduates this year. Many will be attending schools like the University of Alabama, Louisiana State University, the University of Florida, University of North Carolina, Vanderbilt, Emory University, High Point University, and Duke University. All this exciting information about our graduates will be included in our end-of-year newsletter, which will be coming out soon. Also, a reminder, the fourth quarter honor roll will be coming out the last week of June. Tonight, we have 2 additional administrative appointments included on the agenda for Board of Education consideration. Longtime Wayne Tech team member, teacher, and staff developer, Tracy Lee, is recommended for Supervisor of Educational Technology. Tracy attended Seton Hall University for both her graduate and undergraduate degrees. She's been working in the district for a number of years and has been instrumental in a variety of important district technology advancements. In addition, Tracy has been working with our teachers for many years by leading professional development sessions to help our staff leverage technology and to meet the learning needs of all students. She made many significant contributions during the pandemic and assisted greatly with helping our teachers who are not necessarily prepared to teach virtually, at least not right away. Tracy has been representing the district very well, as she recently presented a number of state and national conference presentations, and she's quickly becoming a real authority in developing flexible best practices for teacher professional growth. Melissa Coleman is recommended as elementary school assistant principal, where, if approved, she will focus on math and science programs. She's a graduate of Liberty University and also holds a graduate degree from Centenary University. If approved, she'll be replacing Dr. Lydia Cooper, who was recently appointed as principal of Pines Lake Elementary. Melissa comes to the district as a highly recommended candidate who quickly rose to the top of our candidate pool. Melissa is currently employed as an elementary assistant principal for the Kinnelon Board of Education. She's a forward-thinking educational leader who also serves as a math specialist at Kinnelon, and she would be a great replacement for Dr. Cooper. Some of her strengths include teacher collaboration and data use to optimize mathematics learning for all students. She's also noted for her work in redeveloping the elementary gifted and talented program in Kinnelon. She also is the elementary school master scheduler for regular and special education programs for all the Kinnelon elementary schools. I also have an end-of-year athletics report. So both of our high schools enjoyed another exceptional year in athletics. So congratulations for a whole host of things. First of all, for Passaic County Athletic Director of the Year, Dave Drozdak. Division champions, this is both high schools combined. We have 11 division championships, 10 county championships, 4 state championships. We have 10 of our coaches that were divisional coaches of the year. 8 of our coaches were county coach of the year. We have 103 first-team all-county award winners among our student athletes, and our total student athlete participation is 1,607 students. That's the number of students in our high schools that are involved in at least one sport, 1,607, which is a significant number. Our athletic programs are definitely alive and well. Community service is a vital part of all of our athletic programs, and so just some quick notes about the community service that was completed by our athletic teams. Wayne Hills and Wayne Valley working together in 8 sports for football and cheerleading, the Rocco Civilello Memorial Scholarship Fund, for boys and girls soccer, the Food Drive Collection, for girls volleyball, the Dig Pink Breast Cancer Awareness Campaign, for field hockey, the Pink Out Day and Breast Cancer Awareness Fundraiser, for girls basketball, Go for the Goal, which is a program that helps kids with cancer achieve their goals. For boys basketball, Coaches for Cancer, the American Cancer Society, finished 3rd among 62 teams in the Northeast, and the boys basketball team received a plaque from the American Cancer Society. For girls lacrosse, the Wayne PAL Girls Lacrosse Day fundraiser. So as far as the HIB report goes, I'm reporting the following data related to harassment, intimidation, and bullying incidents in the Wayne Township Public School District. At the end of the year, a lot happens. There's been 31 incidents of HIB investigated since my last report, and 11 of those cases were deemed to actually be cases of HIB. That concludes my report.
Thank you. This revisions to the agenda, please.
Yes, we have a few tonight. First, starting on T, Emergent Human Resources, number 5, approval of additional compensation. We'll be adding a line number 15, which will have an attached list of caregivers, those scheduled to work June 7 and June 8, 2023, effective dates. Account number 62-603-100-107-18-111, total amount of $4,232.32. We're also going to add number under 6, again, under Emergent Human Resources, and that's approval of district staff for 2023-2024. We'll be adding a line number 8, Melissa Coleman, and we'll revise that from floating assistant principal to elementary school assistant principal. We're also adding a revised resolution, again, a revised resolution under V, Emergent School Resource Finance, and I'll read the revision. Whereas the Board of Education expects to receive an additional 2023-2024 insurance premium indication, quote, or denial from the pooled insurance program fund prior to the 2023-2024 renewal date, and whereas the Board of Education will be advised accordingly by Polaris Galaxy Group of Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, immediately upon receipt of any additional quotes and/or current insurance program discounts through New Jersey School Insurance Group, and resolve that the Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent and business administrator, as negotiated by Polaris Galaxy Insurance as broker of record for the property and casualty, errors and omission, liability, automotive, workers' compensation, and other insurance coverages, as such as volunteer and bonding coverage for the 2023-2024 school year at a combined renewal increase not to exceed an amount of 26.08% over respective district rates for 2022-2023 as per attached. Also added under X, Emergent School Resource Legal, we have 2 items tonight. Number 1 is approval of HIB determination. The recommended action reads as follows: resolve that the board affirm the superintendent's decision on HIB case number 238A/2022-2023 following appeal as required by NJSA 18A:36-15B6E. Number 2, again, this is going to be added under X, Emergent School Resource Legal. Another approval of HIB determination that will read, resolve that the board affirm the superintendent's decision on HIB case number 238B and 250/2022-2023 following an appeal as required by NJSA 18A:37-15B6E. That concludes the addition and changes to tonight's agenda.
Thank you. At this time, the meeting will be open to the public for agenda items only. This portion of the meeting is open to citizens for comment on agenda items only. Residents are asked to state their name, address, and subject matter. Comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person. Members of the public are discouraged from speaking negatively about an employee or a student. The board bears no responsibility for comments made by the public. Comments regarding employees or students cannot be legally responded to by the board. Other comments may be responded to tonight or at a subsequent meeting under old business. Do I have a mover?
I'll move.
Mr. Fatale, Mr. Giordano. Anyone from the public wishing to speak on agenda items?
Seeing no one?
Mr. Fatale, Mr. Batterfield. Committee reports. Mr. Fatale.
Thank you. Today, the Personnel Committee met via Zoom. It was myself, Mr. Pavlik, Ms. Wentic, and Ms. Clark. We reviewed the April 18th minutes, the April 27th agenda items. We discussed the job descriptions regarding secondary principal, lead counselors, and non-supervisory lead teachers. We also talked about the updated policy regarding health services personnel, and we spoke about a leave of absence for certain personnel. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Mr. Battersfield?
Yesterday, we met on the Facilities and Transportation Committee with myself, Mr. Przakos, Lauren Tibbetts, Peter Romain, Richard Spitsky, and Mr. Muffet. We went over some of the safety grants. We went over some removal of funds for the upgrades of HVAC systems and for the data center moves. We spent a reasonable amount of time talking over the preparations we went in place for the very unusual air quality issue that we had, and how we proactively closed all the air vents for the schools to protect the internal air for all of the children. That enabled us to be able to get in and have a very successful half day for all of the children that were available at that point. We spoke about the JFK transformer that blew up outside and the resolution to that, which was resolved very quickly before the next day. We spent some time talking over the summer cleaning for the various areas, and also the Hills irrigation system that's currently broken, and we're manually watering there at the moment. We also went over the current status of the upgrades to Nellis Drive and the HVAC system there. And we spoke about the restroom projects at Randall Carter, APT, and Fallon. Luckily, at the moment, we are targeting back to being able to get that done by September. It may run over slightly at the moment, but we are back on being able to do that after not being able to find someone to get involved with there. We actually have someone who is hopefully going to be able to step in. We've got to finalize some things, but I think that'll be good. Let's see. There was a lot. We went over the referendum update. We spoke about some possibilities there. Still nothing concrete at the moment, but moving forward nicely. A lot of work going on around that. Then on the transportation side, we spoke about the busing situation. This is a very busy time of year for the buses. All of the field trips come towards the end of the year, the pool trips, the field trips to various different places, and so on. And so there are 64 field trips that are going on over the 2 weeks or so, and then with the air conditioning, with the air quality issues that we had, that delayed a number of those and created a little bit of a backlog. That caused a few delays to a couple of the things, but overall they ran very smoothly. Summer route picking should be pretty much done at this point as of this morning. And then in addition to there is the maintenance at the summer garage, which is going to be a busy time, especially with all of the new air disc brakes, which is a new system, requires a little bit more maintenance, and so we're pushing hard into that. And then finally, there's the Drivers' Awards breakfast, which is tomorrow. So, you know, all of these drivers that are spending all of this time running around, we will be very happy to be able to go through and actually congratulate a large number of them who have been here for quite a considerable period of time, many of them without even taking a day off, which is fantastic. And from that, I managed to get hold of a couple of very nice thank you letters that were sent to some of these drivers. So I wanted to end on a little bit of a positive note from some of these things. Firstly, as the school year is coming to the end, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to one of your drivers. The gentleman who drives the CAT bus to and from JFK has been an exemplary driver. He has always been extremely punctual and takes safety of the children very seriously. Make sure that my son, who is in kindergarten, is buckled in every time, from a parent at JFK. And also, the Wayne Hills Choir took a van to New York City to see Broadway show in a Wayne Township van. Our driver was Savine Anasai. She arrived at Wayne Hills on time and drove our group to New York City. She was able to drop off in time for the show despite heavy traffic on our route. When the show was over, I informed her that we were finished and would walk to the bus, but she insisted on picking us up in front of the theater, where we were promptly picked up in a safe manner. She was a true professional and excellent in navigating through the system. It was particularly crowded that night in New York City, and she was safe and cautious with all the pedestrian traffic. She returned us to Wayne Hills in a timely manner after the show. I know it's been a difficult acquiring qualified drivers the past years, so I wanted to let you know that the adults on the trip felt at ease with Savine as our driver. Wayne is lucky to have her as driving our students. And this is just an example of some of these people that go above and beyond in our area to really ensure the safety and the ability for our children to have some of these great experiences.
Thank you. Mrs. Wentek.
I wonder if at the facilities department bleachers were discussed at all.
The bleachers specifically didn't come up. We did have a short conversation on what the administration was considering, but we're leaving that to the administration at this point while we get more information.
Okay, thank you. And I have the Education Committee report. So on June the 5th, via Zoom, at noon, we had met with Matt Giordano, Barbara Rigoloso, and Donna Reichman. We discussed the review of the minutes from the previous meetings. We reviewed policies regarding student health records and health services, reviewed photo club proposal, and a residency at Wayne Hills High School. As the minutes for the meeting, I think I want to make sure I got this. The Education Committee of the Wayne Townships, yes, I said that, sorry. I think I kind of covered everything, but the proposal for the photo club was reviewed and we agreed to it. The residency request was also reviewed, sorry. We decided that more information was needed and we will be reviewing it again upon receiving additional information regarding the student status, based on the concerns shared by the parents. And once more information is received, we will make a final decision on the residency request. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Any other reports that I missed? Great. Do I have a mover for the agenda?
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to move the whole agenda.
Mr. Fatal? Mr. Giordano? Any discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, roll call.
Mr. Battershall?
Yes to all.
Mr. Fatal?
Yes, abstain on S2.
S2, name only.
Yes.
Mr. Giordano?
I will also abstain on S2 and will be yes for everything else.
All right, recorded as S2, name only. Mrs. Rigoloso?
I'm going to abstain on S2 where my name appears.
And yes on all others? Mrs. Wentic?
I am also going to abstain on S2 where my name appears. I am a no on the K2. I am a no vote on an M7. And I think yes on everything else.
Mr. Prasakos?
Abstain on my name at S2, and yes on everything else.
And Mr. Pavlak?
I'll abstain on my name on S2, and yes to everything else.
All motions carry.
Just as a note to the public, we're abstaining on S2, everyone, because S2 is for us to attend a New Jersey School Boards Convention, which we do, most of us do every year. It is a training session that takes place over 3 days. A lot of mandatory training occurs all in one place, so board members don't have to be spending weekends doing training. It all happens in one place. At this time, we're going to open the meeting to the public. This portion of the meeting is open to citizens for comment on any topic. Residents are to state their name, address, and subject matter. Comments may be limited to 5 minutes per person. Members of the public are discouraged from speaking negatively about an employee or a student. The board bears no responsibility for comments made by the public. Comments regarding employees or students cannot be legally responded to by the board. Other comments may be responded to tonight or at a subsequent meeting under old business. Do I have a mover?
I'll move.
Mr. Fatal, Mr. Giordano. Anyone from the public wishing to speak? Please.
State my name, yes.
Yeah, your name and your address, please.
Stacy Brooks and Ashley Brooks, 56 Hunter Road in Lincoln Park. Is that it?
Go ahead.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to address this critical issue of bleacher safety. As many of you are aware, our family experienced a terrifying incident on October 7th, 2022, when our son Evan slipped through an opening in the bleachers at Wayne Valley High School, falling 15 feet. Miraculously, he escaped severe injury, but the potential long-term effects remain uncertain. We stand here today not only as concerned parents, but as advocates for the safety of all students and spectators. We understand that the Wayne Township Board of Education faces budgetary constraints, and we acknowledge the various other important projects that require funding. However, we firmly believe that safety should be the highest priority. It is disheartening to learn that the budget of $188 million does not currently have room to rectify the bleacher safety issue. In an article written just 3 days after our son's accident, Mr. Moffitt stated, "New bleachers at both high schools may be paid for out of the district's maintenance reserve account and not be a part of the referendums. What is causing the delay in resolving this issue if funds are available in the maintenance reserve account?" Yesterday's Tap Into Wayne article stated, "A meeting took place with your architects to review safety options. We are eager to know the time frame for receiving this vital information. You say the board will, quote, evaluate these options, unquote. How can we guarantee immediate action will be taken after said evaluation?"
In the interim, we strongly urge you to implement temporary safety measures until a permanent solution can be found or decided upon. It's crucial that something is done prior to the upcoming school year to prevent further accidents or injuries. We have seen firsthand the devastating consequences that can result from neglecting this issue. and we don't want another family to suffer a worse tragedy than we did. We must be proactive in preventing accidents rather than merely reacting to them. Safety should not be a luxury afforded only after a disaster. Let us be the community that prioritizes safety, setting an example for others to follow. We appreciate your attention and extend our gratitude to everybody present tonight who came out to help support us. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else from the public wishing to speak?
Hi, my name is Sherry Tremper. My address is 19 Willow Terrace, Verona. Approximately 2 weeks after this happened with Evan, on October 22nd, we were at Wayne Valley High School for a band competition. My 3-year-old as well fell through the bleachers. Not at 15 feet high, however many feet would be 3 rows up from the platform where you first walk up 5 steps or so. It was towards the end of the event. It was embarrassing. It was horrifying. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He literally was sitting right next to me, shifted his weight, went right through the bleachers. On instinct, I went right down after him in the bleachers. I have to say, we were very close to the edge where the parent volunteer was standing overseeing the whole competition. She had been arguing with her son the whole time. She never turned around. Clearly, everyone in my area saw what happened, was screaming, was like, I was in the bottom, he was down there screaming. He was okay, luckily. I chose not to make a big spectacle of it. It was the end. I didn't want to horrify my 17-year-old daughter who was in the competition. So I didn't say anything. And luckily, like I said, he was okay. But it was really aggravating that like the lady standing there had like no clue that this even went on when everyone was like, oh my God, like, you know, in my vicinity. So when I heard about what happened to them, as I'm seeing it, I was like, oh my God, same school. This happened to me. 2 weeks later, obviously after it was brought to everyone's attention what happened with Evan, because that was a real severe incident. There was no safeguards still put in place, no signs, no nothing, watch your children, like nothing. So to hear that it happened to somebody else right before that made me like even more upset about the whole situation. Never even knew this could happen, but clearly it actually is a problem, especially with small children and maybe even adults. Because like I said, my instinct was just get down there. I slithered right down through the bleachers a half a second later and went right through myself. So I really think that something needs to be done because, you know, we shouldn't have a child die from something like this before something gets done. Here and at any other school that, I mean, I know Verona has closed bleachers in the back because they just redid everything. But it's obviously a real issue and it shouldn't take one kid to die to have something done about it. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public wishing to speak? Please, sir.
My name is Ernie Mezzi. I reside at 347 Pines Lake Drive East here in Wayne in the Pines Lake section. For the past 23 years, I've been the public address announcer at Wayne Hills High School's football games. During those games, I climb and descend the steps up to the press box about twice a game, and over 23 years, I have climbed those steps probably more than 325 times. In all that time, I have been aware of deficiencies in the safety of those bleachers. And I'm going to point one of them out in particular. As many of you may know that you face the bleachers, there's an aisle climbing on the left and on the right and on the center leading up to the press box. There is no handrail in the center of those aisles. I have climbed and descended those steps oftentimes when it has been wet as a result of rain. I am unaware of any accident, of anyone falling in all my years of doing this, but I have felt for the longest time it is an accident waiting to happen. I don't see how putting center rails in those aisles can be that expensive. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else from the public? Please, sir.
Hello, my name is Brian Graham. I live at 17 Road in Mendon Borough in Morris County, New Jersey. I'm here in support of the Brooks family and bleacher safety in general. I had a 3-year-old child 20 years ago that fell through bleachers at a track event. I'd like to read a little bit about what I experienced, what I went through. And in fact, this, what I'm going to read to you is part of a testimony that I gave at a Senate hearing back in 2003. On the evening of April 17, 2003, I attended a track meet that was held at Randolph High School in Randolph, New Jersey. This meet was a competition between groups of the towns of Randolph and Mendon Borough. I was present with my 3 children. My eldest son, Ian, who was 7 years of age, was a member of the Mendon team. While we were watching the various competitive events, my 2 younger children were sitting safely on the bleachers overlooking the track field. At approximately 6:45 p.m., I looked over at my children and saw that my 3-year-old son, Adam, had fallen from the top of the bleachers through a 16.5-inch high opening under the top seating position to the ground below. I have since documented that distance at over 10.5 feet. I ran to my son, who was lying on the dirt ground, on his side bleeding from his nose and crying oddly. I scooped him up and dashed out from under the bleachers, yelling for someone to call for help. There were many caring individuals who attempted to comfort my child and I, the Randolph police officers, the Randolph Rescue Squad, and members of many helpful individuals at the event were truly wonderful. My son was transported to Morristown Memorial Hospital in Morristown, where it was determined that he had broken his femur bone and punctured a lung in his fall. His leg was manipulated in an attempt to realign the broken bone and was then fitted with a cast. This cast went from the toes on his left foot all the way up to his left leg, over his hip, continued up over his stomach, around his body, and then proceeded down his left leg, approximately 10 inches to his knee. To further immobilize his left leg, his legs were spread apart and connected by a bar located above his knees. He had to remain like this for 7 weeks. In this condition, he had to be carried when not in a reclining wheelchair or lying down in bed. Due to complications after the first week in this spica cast, the cast had to be cut and his leg manipulated at our doctor's office visit in an attempt to realign the broken bone again. This procedure was very painful to my son. We hoped and prayed that he would recover fully from this accident with no long-term permanent injuries to his leg, which he has. I also wanted to point out this guidelines for retrofitting bleachers. This is a document that was researched and published by the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission in the fall of 2000, after being petitioned by 2 Minnesota congressmen following the death of a 6-year-old Toby Lee, who fell through a 13-inch gap between the seat and footboard on a set of bleachers in Minnesota. The guidelines that were produced were not made mandatory as requested by the congressman, but voluntary. It was the belief of the Consumer Product Safety Commission staff that there were already sufficient building codes and standards available and in place to deal with the new construction of bleachers, and that if they published this document, guidelines for retrofitting bleachers, that the existing bleachers would be retrofitted because people would do the right thing and follow the guidelines. In closing, I just want to say it's time to do the right thing, not because you have to, but because it's the right thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else wishing to speak? Please, ma'am.
Good evening. Eileen Rooney, 44 Sunset Terrace. I have 3 children in 3 different Wayne public schools. I spoke last month at the meeting, and I just wanted to say thank you to all of you. We really seem to reach out to you, and you seem to empathize about our concerns with the bullying in the middle schools at Wayne, especially affecting the special needs students. which is ongoing, our special needs students being victimized. And last month, we did seem to get a reaction from most of you sitting on the board. I was just wondering, in the past few weeks, what implications have been done? Like, if you were able to brainstorm, what are we going to do for the children to protect them? I also wanted to know, is there a situation where parents can volunteer? Because I know they're short-staffed. I know the paras take breaks when the kids have recess, when the kids have lunch. So who's watching the children at these times? If parents can volunteer, maybe that's a solution. So again, I just wanted to know what's transpired since last month's meeting. I also wanted to talk about what Mr. Battershall said. My daughter's always had public transportation from Wayne. They've been amazing, so I wanted to thank the bus drivers for Wayne Public Schools. Since she's been going to and from schools, the bus drivers are amazing, very kind, keep the children safe, and really take their job serious, so they should be recommended recognized. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public wishing to speak? Come on, ma'am.
Hello, Chung Wallace, 18 Sterling Lane. Originally, I came to support the Brooks family, and I'm here to do that. But I kind of wanted to end this meeting on a positive note. I've been up here before a couple of times, and I have known this board and this administration to respect and honor the families in this town and our children. And I'm sorry, I missed your name, but yes, regarding your 2-year-old? 3-year-old. Thank God all of the children are fine. But as he said, it's time to do the right thing, and I know this board and this administration will always do that. So I fully expect that support in this situation, and I assume there will be a timeline given soon, because you're talking about a lot of wonderful things happening right now at the end of the year. Graduations, I know there was a lot of award ceremonies this week, talked about all the wonderful things in sports, and this town loves Friday Night Lights. It's coming up soon, right? So I would hope that those things would be taken care of, so that all of our children and families and commentators, I'm sorry, PA speakers, everyone, that everyone will be safe coming fall. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public wishing to speak?
Hi, my name is Jordan Minardi. My address is 1 Todd Terrace, Wayne, New Jersey. I'm Evan's sister. I just wanted to speak on, sorry.
No, take your time.
On how traumatic this experience was for me. I'm a cheerleader at Wayne Valley, and when I saw what was going on, I ran over to help, and the ambulance came, and it was very traumatic to see what was going on. And I'm also a very small person, and walking up those bleachers, I feel scared. And I've talked to all my friends about it, and everyone on those bleachers, it's a very big space, and really anyone can fall through them. Something that happened to my brother shouldn't happen to anyone. It's really traumatic for people, and I really hope that this helps you make your decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public wishing to speak?
Hello, everyone. Marie Macron. I live at 45 Laurel Drive in Wayne. I am also here supporting the Brooks family. I have lived in Wayne my entire 45 years. My parents went to Wayne Valley. Me and my sister and my brother went to Wayne Valley. My nieces and nephews went to Wayne Valley. My daughter goes to Wayne Valley now. She's on the flag football team. I'm sure you all know of Wayne Valley's girls flag football team. They're doing great. If you have been to the games, you would know that every game home has been played in the rain. Walking up those bleachers in the rain is extremely dangerous. and there are spectators there, and my mother is there, who's deathly afraid to walk up those bleachers to watch her grandchild play flag football and do great things. We've trusted, my family, the Macrones, have trusted Wayne schools. My dad graduated in 1963, so that's how long we've been trusting this administration with our schools, and I want to continue that now. I trust that you all will do the right thing and keep our kids safe. This is what we need. This is what we need. And since my parents have been in school, I'm sure my grandparents and my parents and myself and my sister and my brother have paid enough taxes over those years to get these bleachers fixed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Karen Sanovsky Mahita. I'm going to be like Jordan and probably just cry. But I have lived in Wayne my whole life. My parents were both educators. My dad was the vice principal and head football coach at Valley for many years. My mom was a 5th grade teacher at Kennedy. And to say I've spent half my life at that football field would be an understatement. My daughter, like Marie, she goes to Valley now. She'll be a senior next year. And sadly, in October, I was next to Evan when he fell. I can't even tell you how fast it happened. We were right next to him, talking to him, and in less than a second, that little boy fell. And there's people in this room who witnessed that, who have been as traumatized as all of us who've witnessed it. Evan is not okay, and thank God he survived, because we didn't know if he survived. The way he landed, and he was dirty and bloody, and to say that Jordan was traumatized is an understatement. And the fact that you could be next to someone and like this happen is just not right. It should be a place where people go with their families and children to have fun and to see cheerleaders and football players and flag football players or whatever going on, but it's too scary. My next door neighbor came one game to see my daughter cheer with 2 little girls, and she said, "Karen, I'm so sorry, but I have to leave because I'm so scared my girls are gonna fall." And that's not the way it should be in Wayne. I mean, Wayne is a town that we rally. We protect our kids. Rocco gets sick and Wayne turns from blue to orange. We do things like that. And you know this is a problem, and we can't wait any longer to fix this. So I beg you to please fix it. Every high school we go to with our sports, nobody has bleachers like Wayne. Why is that? It just makes no sense, where Wayne has the worst bleachers and every other town doesn't. And it's just not right. And we need to fix it. And I thank you for your time. I'm sure I went over the 3 minutes, so I apologize for that, but thank you.
Anyone else from the public wishing to speak?
Mr. President,
Come on. Come on, Samantha.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Samantha Santos, 6 Idler Court. I am here to talk to you about my experience with bullying. For a long time, I was bullied by some kids that are not my close friends. It was really hard time for me, and I felt alone and scared. But I want to tell you that I am here today because I want to speak out against bullying and what other kids who might be going through the same thing know that they are not alone. Bullying is not okay. It's not okay to make fun of someone because of the way they look, act, and talk, or the things they like. It's not okay to hurt someone else just because you can. But I also want to say that bullying did not destroy me. It was really hard, but I am still here, and I'm strong. I have the love and support of my family, and that helped me so much. And I want to tell other kids who might be going through the same thing that there is help out there. Talk to your parents, or your teachers, or your school counselor. They can help you. I want to ask the board to do more to stop bullying in our schools. We need to have more education about what bullying is and how to stop it. We need to have more support for kids who are being bullied. And we need to look why kids are bullying other kids. Thank you for listening to this. I hope we can work together to make our school safe and welcoming places to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public?
Mr. President, seeing nobody approach, I'd like to move to close the open session.
Mr. Fatale, Mr. Giordano. Dr. Toback?
Okay, so just a few notes. So there were some speakers that spoke about the issue and concern about some bullying. So there is a district goal that is in draft form that has been shared with the Board of Education, and it includes a variety of steps that the district would take, including forming a community committee to talk about some of the experiences, but also strategies and some additional educational programs that could be used to help with bullying and to reduce the numbers of cases. Okay, so that's something that we'll be sharing at our July meeting. With regard to the bleachers, I commented recently in Tap Into that there was a meeting with our architects. There was a variety of topics that were discussed, and then with the idea that the board would have to get specific information and then take action. So that is, those are things that could be done in the July meeting and the August meeting, which is in time for the upcoming season, if that's the direction we're going to take. Okay.
Thank you. Any old business? New business? Mrs. Wentek?
Return to Blizzard.
Oh, yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I wonder if we should do a discussion or if I should have a motion to have some kind of a short-term plan to address the bleachers by next meeting. I'm understanding that the administration is doing something to review it, so at least can we have or come up with some kind of a plan by next meeting?
That would come through facilities.
But
so we could add it. We can ask the facility chair to add that on to the agenda for July.
So facility meetings is in July?
Yes.
Okay. And then can they report on it at the next meeting?
Yeah, they would report on it at that point.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Pavlik, if I could just comment very quickly. So that's basically what I was just pointing out,
right,
that the board would be meeting and discussing, but there's no direct action that could be taken without a contract, without costs, without those details. So that would happen for our next meeting. The architects are aware, and they have some recommendations, and so we could talk about that.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Tobak, for clarifying. I just wanted to make sure that we can talk about it by next meeting, what the plan would be for the short-term fixing of the issue. I understand the long-term would be probably addressed by the referendum, which we've talked about before, but...
No, these are short-term solutions.
Yes, thank you.
Any other comments? Board comments. Mr. Kupsakis.
I just wanted to build on what Mr. Battershall mentioned about the driver awards breakfast tomorrow. Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend, and I just wanted to highlight so everybody knows there are going to be 24 perfect attendance awards given out tomorrow by our bus drivers, which I think is really impressive. And 2 out of the bus drivers are going to have 5-year perfect attendance tomorrow. So they're going to be getting rewards for 5 years. So thank you to Mr. Skibitsky for telling us this information at the facilities meeting. I think that's very impressive. And also, I have to note that there were 8 bus drivers that were absent for only less than 2 days. So I think that's really commendable. And we're still looking to hire more bus drivers. So if anybody knows any bus drivers, I'm putting that plug in there. Next week is graduations and moving up ceremonies. So congratulations to all the students that are moving up, going on to their next levels, their next classes. I want to thank everyone in the audience today. And I want to thank the Brooks family for the education on bleachers. You know, I never knew that the state of Minnesota is the only state in the United States that has a bleacher code or bleacher restrictions. So that's a real education, knowing, you know, you would have thought, oh, maybe Texas with all those Friday night lights, or Florida would have something like that in place. But, you know, thank you for the education, and thank you for mobilizing people. I wanted to also say I'm always impressed when I see youngsters or students that come up to the podium. I know how hard of a deal it is, so we must be doing a great job in public speaking in our classes or something. I mean, there's a lot to say, but I just want to say happy summer vacation, and we'll see some of you in July.
Mrs. Wentek.
I firstly want to start with Samantha. Thank you so much for coming and speaking to us regarding bullying. It took a lot of courage to come here and speak to, you know, in front of everybody. It's hard for adults, so really, thank you. That's amazing. You did a tremendous job. Thank you so much. I want to also thank all the people here who are here talking about safety, because really that should be our #1 priority, and it is mine. I go to those, you know, Friday nights lights. My daughter's also on a cheer team, so I know what you're talking about. I may have not been there at that day or left earlier for whatever reason, but I know, so I feel you. I am really committed to making sure that we're holding the administration accountable to make sure that it gets addressed, because it can be very scary. So thank you so much for coming. And to all the graduates, congratulations, and yay summer.
Mrs. Rigoloso.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell Samantha that I think she's a rock star, and I admire her courage and her bravery, and I really, really respect everything you said, and we will try our best to do the right thing for the district. And as far as little Evan, I feel like I know him, and now I want to meet him because I'm so curious to see what he's like. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. I understand what it's like to have an accident happen with your child. I have 6 boys, so I've been to that emergency room at Chilton about 400 times, so I get it, and it's not your fault. It just happens in a second, and it just, you know, it just rocks your world. And I'm so sorry that her sister had to go through that. I'm so sorry, sweetie. But we are going to put our heads together, and we're going to come up with some sort of solution, and at the next meeting, we'll work with the community, and we'll work with the administration, and we'll chip away, and we'll do the best thing we can to keep our youngsters safe, because that's what we're about here. That's our job. Thank you.
Mr. Battersfield.
Sure. So firstly, I want to say congratulations. Congratulations to the class of 23. It is great to hear that there is so much academic success out of all the people that are there, moving up to universities, looking for positions in the community, the number of businesses that are involved. I think that is a fantastic point of the end point of somebody's career within the school system, is that we get them to those points that they are getting high Ivy Leagues and colleges around there and so on as well. In addition to the sporting aspects that we actually get as well, and the number of trophies that we are bringing back. On addition to that, thank you. I was hot micing earlier.
Cut me off and then you put the microphone on.
Did you all catch that? Congratulations to class of 23 and all the academic success that came out of that, just to make sure you catch up. So I'm really pleased with that. Samantha, that wasn't just well said, that was eloquently said, that was well written. You did a fantastic job of putting that across. I can assure you we all take the bullying, the HIBs, the code of conduct, and the ability for us to be able to go through and look after our students within school very seriously. And for the Brooks family, I'm keen to see what the administration comes up with, that comes out of there. My goal is not just to solve the small little issues with the gaps between the bleachers, which sounds terrifying for all of that as well, but we have to make sure that all of these facilities are safe for all of the things that are around there as well. And so, you know, when the administration comes back with their recommendations, we'll take a look at those in the facilities meeting with myself and Harry and Ms. Kazan. But I also want to make sure that those are not the only things, because they're, as the PA gentleman mentioned, the slippiness of all of these things, like it is really an overhaul of the entirety of the system that we need around those things, and that's what we need from the referendum as well.
Mr. Giordano.
Yeah, last but not least. All right. 2 words. That's Wayne. This entire meeting is, that's Wayne. We have a problem. The Brooks family has come up, brought support with them. They eloquently put out the situation to us. My heart goes out. I hope Evan's okay. I feel bad for those who are around him, because as bad as it was for him, it's even more terrifying for a parent. I'm a parent of 3 myself, and seeing anything happen like that, it sticks with you your entire life. So my heart goes out to all of you. I hope he thrives. I hope he's at home playing Legos or doing whatever he's doing, and everything is fine with him right now, because you know you're going to carry it around. He's going to forget about it in 6 months, but you guys are going to carry it your entire lives. So that's when you come up here and you send us a problem, and we're going to we're going to figure that problem out. We've had a lot of reasons why it hasn't been done up to this point. There's been a lot of things about the smartest way to spend our money. There are things about what the safest way to spend our money. But now with this situation, this now moves to the top of the list. And this is going to be something that it's going to be on the entire board's mind. And we are going to address it. It's just that simple. We'll get this done here. Moving on to the other top problem we have, which is also that's Wayne, was at the past couple of meetings, was the bullying issue. And we are working on that. And believe me, a lot of our executive meetings, a big chunk of it, we talk about bullying. Samantha, you are fantastic. I am an educator of 33 years. And I have seen very few people show the intestinal fortitude, the courage, and the eloquence to come up here and speak their minds. And I salute you. And as a father of daughters, I want to find those people and go, oh, myself, but you handled it in a perfect way. And I really appreciate it. It was mature, it was respectful, and the line you said is, let's all come together here. Discipline is an educational moment. It is a teachable moment. And the lesson I think we taught you is to stand up for yourself, young lady, and you did a magnificent job at that one. So thank you for coming up here and showing us not only how great you are, but your teachers and your counselors who encourage you all the time, your mom and your dad and the entire family Rotary. I can see you're all here supporting her, and that's fantastic, because it takes a family and it takes a village to raise them right. And young lady, you're being raised right. So I salute you and I thank you all. I want to thank the Brooks family, Ms. Sharper, Mr. Messi, Mr. Graham, and everybody else for coming up here and speaking your minds on these issues. That's Wayne. We have a fantastic list of athletics. Half of our students in the high schools are in athletics. Half. How many school systems can you walk in and say half of them are in athletics? And all of the basic things, the health of it, the camaraderie, the discipline, the communication, the teamwork, all those things that come from that. Half. That's incredible. The list, when it comes out, I'll show you, I encourage you, because I'm on the communications committee. When this comes out, and tomorrow, the next day, the newsletter, read this. Your jaw's going to hit the floor with the fantastic people we have here in Wayne. And that's why I'm standing here at this microphone. That's why I sat back here, because they're fantastic people, and I want to put my talents forward because you all deserve it. So everybody here, have a great summer. We're going to work on the bleachers. You keep going, folks, and all of our graduates, congratulations. Thank you.
Mr. Patel.
Sure. So a lot of my colleagues hit all the important points, but one of the things I also wanted to reiterate was the businesses that team up with the district, the 444 businesses. Thank you for working with our students and developing our students. I think it's a great relationship that we have with the businesses in town. Samantha, I know I'm echoing what everybody else said, but be proud of yourself. Hold your head up high. You did a great job tonight, and your parents are very proud of you, as well as all your family members, and I think everybody in this room is proud of you. And I hope next year you come back with a status update for all of us to let us know how much better of a school year you have next year. I look forward to hearing from you, and I think everybody up here as well does. The bleachers, we all know it's an important subject, and it's a sad situation knowing that people have been hurt and injured. There's a short-term fix, but we also have to look at the long-term fix, and I think that is what the referendum will be for. We have to put our minds together, we have to work hard, and we have to be responsible to make sure that this happens. So stay tuned. Like Matt said, it's the Wayne way. We deserve the best. We go around. A lot of all these other districts had the best, and I can guarantee you Wayne will have the best, and we will keep moving forward with that. And congratulations to the class of 2023.
Thank you. I'm going to start off with you, Samantha. As I said to you before, I'm mystified by how great you are and your ability to get up and articulate the way you did. I wish all our students had that ability. You're able to take something that is very hurtful to you and get up in front of a group of older people and articulate it perfectly. Thank you. And we're not going to forget what you said. We're committed to it. Secondly, to our new Vice Principal, Mrs. Coleman. I'm not sure if she's here or not. Oh, there you are. Welcome aboard. Thank you. The bleacher issue, your emails have not gone unread. I guarantee you that. I can tell you, I speak to the superintendent a minimum of 5 days a week, and every one of our conversations includes it. It's here, it's at the forefront, and we're working towards a solution. And we will get there. As Mr. Giordano said, the Wayne way is get it done. And we will get it done. Mrs. Sinofsky, I remember your father. I'm that old, all right? I remember him. He was a great man, great coach, and it was an honor to know him as well. To our graduates, congratulations. I mean, Dr. Toback highlighted some of the schools, as Mr. Giordano said. When the newsletter comes out, take a look. We all pay taxes. And so, you know, we pay taxes to the county, to the town, to the Board of Ed. The town and the county, you see where your money's going to. And tonight's an example of that. Tonight's an example of look at the schools where our students are going to excel in. There's also a number of our students going into the workforce through our automotive courses, who are landing excellent jobs in the field already. So this is the time of the year, as I always said, when you get to see that. You get to see where your money is going. And we continue on this journey. Our graduates, we wish you the best of luck. We ask you to stay in touch with us and come back to us and tell us how you did, how we did, and where we can get better to help you as you move on, whether it be in the workforce or it be in school. And I wish everyone a happy summer, safe summer, and we will be back here in September before you know it, with a new school year. Dad, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Oh, retirements.
Sorry.
Mr. Fatale.
Forrest Chetnick. Forrest Chetnick is retiring on October 1st, 2023, after more than 30 years as a member of our hardworking custodian maintenance team. Forrest started at Wayne on February 1st, 1993, as a custodian and joined the HVAC maintenance team the following year. During his tenure, Forrest has put his heart, soul, and skills into the repair and maintenance of the district's mechanical systems and equipment. He has worked mostly unnoticed to ensure that thousands of pieces of mechanical equipment distributed throughout the 15 schools and 5 ancillary buildings, working on equipment, some of which was originally installed the year he was born, and rebuilding it like new, something that Forrest always took great pride in. Forrest looks forward to working with his daughter at her art studio for children, celebrating his youngest daughter's high school graduation this fall. Forrest said retiring will be bittersweet because he loves being there. Forrest, we wish you all health and happiness in retirement. Thank you for your years of hard work and dedication. Your experience and skills will be greatly missed.
Mr. Giordano.
Fair enough. This was for Angelo Renzulli. Angelo Renzulli is retiring after 26 years as a member of our hardworking custodial team. Angelo started at Wayne on April 30th, 1997 as a custodian and moved to head custodian, where he was quickly entrusted with the responsibility of maintaining his assigned school buildings after exemplifying knowledge and dedication for the job. He performed with professionalism throughout his career. We know that he will enjoy having more time to spend with his family and grandchildren. We thank Angelo for his dedication and service to Wayne Township Public Schools and wish him all the best in his retirement. Thank you.
Mrs. Wentek, please.
You, Allison Leskovitz, occupational therapist at Packnack Lake and Randall Carter. Allison Leskovitz is Wayne Valley graduate of class 1995, pursued bachelor's in occupational therapy in UWill University in 2000, came back home to work as an occupational therapist at Children's Specialized Hospital, and then worked for UMDNJ, working in the Newark, Dumont, and Patterson school systems. Allie met her husband Chris in 2002, a Wayne resident, and married in 2003. Allison was hired in Wayne in March 2003 and has been in the district's occupational therapist for 16 years, servicing students at Randall Carter Elementary and Packnack Elementary schools. Allison also received the Governor's Award in 2020. Reluctantly, Allison had to retire at the end of the school year because of her husband had job transferred down to Raleigh, North Carolina. Currently, Allison, her husband Chris, and their 2 boys, Christopher, 16, a rising senior, and Luke, 13, a rising 8th grader, have settled in Raleigh, North Carolina. Allison plans still on practicing as an occupational therapist, raising her 2 boys. She also plans on spending time with her family, friends, and their family dog, Sammy, at the beach, like we always would like, and the mountains of North Carolina. We wish her a wonderful retirement. Thank you.
Thank you, and best of luck to all our retirees. At this time, we're going to convene into executive session for about a half hour, 45 minutes. We will not be coming back out to take any action tonight. We're going into executive session to discuss legal issues. Thank you, everyone, and have a happy, safe summer.